Coming up on this edition of Riders Insider, we introduce you to one of our top outfield prospects in the Rangers system, learn about one player's unique hobby, relive Dallas Stars night, and a whole lot more. So get ready because Riders Insider starts right now. Welcome to this episode of Riders Insider, your backstage pass to the Frisco Rough Riders, the AA affiliate of the Texas Rangers. I'm your host, Briana Santiago. We have some great stories lined up for you over the next half hour, but we start with a look at Leody Taveras, one of the rising stars in the Rangers system.
Una experiencia bastante buena, muchos veteranos aquí, he jugado ya con varios grandes ligas, he aprendido mucho y creo que he estado jugando bien a lo que va.
Due up next on Riders Insider, we'll show you the unique hobby that Riders outfielder Brendan Davis has. That and a whole lot more is on the way after this. Palumbo returned to Frisco after his debut, but has since gone back to the major leagues with the Rangers, where we look forward to watching him flourish. We're just getting started here on Riders Insider. When we come back, we'll tell you about one player's family who's devoting a large chunk of the summer to following the Riders around the league. That's all next here on Riders Insider. We're back on Riders Insider here on Fox Sports Southwest. For most baseball players, golf is a popular hobby when the team isn't playing. Riders outfielder Brendan Davis has generated an interest in golf too, but it doesn't involve swinging a club. Ryan Roulard has more. Time to make your jaw drop with another round of Riders Rewind, looking back at the top plays from this past month. It's time for another edition of Riders Rewind as we dial up the top 5 plays from the month of June. It's time to test your knowledge with another round of Riders Trivia. We mentioned that Walker Weichel was selected as a Texas League midseason All-Star. How many Frisco players were selected in total this year? Was it A, 3, B, 4, C, 5, or D, 6? We'll tell you after the break. Riders Insider is back, and it's time for the answer to today's trivia question. We asked how many Riders players were selected as Texas League midseason All-Stars, and the answer is D, 6. Congratulations to Edgar Arredondo, Emmanuel Clase, James Jones, Charles LeBlanc, Jeremy Profar, and Walker Weichel on their recognition. The Rough Riders organization prides itself on creating positive experiences for kids and their families. Recently, the team developed a special opportunity for select members of the Riders Kids Club who got a chance to color special jerseys with the players as part of Crayola Experience Plano Night and Kids Run the Show Night. And now, a number you should know. Today's number is 992. That's the number of people who participated in a new world record on June 14th at Dr. Pepper Ballpark for the most people simultaneously pinning awareness ribbons on one another. It was all part of Strikeout Cancer Night presented by UT Southwestern Simmons Comprehensive Cancer Center. When we come back on Riders Insider, we'll tell you how the Simmons Comprehensive Cancer Center made a major impact in the life of one Riders employee. Stick around, that's coming up next. Welcome back to Riders Insider. This year, the Riders have teamed up with the UT Southwestern Simmons Comprehensive Cancer Center to host 3 Strikeout Cancer Nights at Dr. Pepper Ballpark. It's just part of the impact the Simmons Comprehensive Cancer Center is making in our community. Just ask Riders Chief Operating Officer Scott Burchett, who found out firsthand just how amazing their staff is when it comes to combating cancer. Thanks to the folks at the UT Southwestern Simmons Comprehensive Cancer Center, Avery Anderson has his story. Let's put your brain to the test with today's trivia question. The Riders led all of AA in attendance again this year. How many years in a row have they accomplished this impressive feat? Is it A, 5, B, 10, C, 15, or D, 20? We'll have the answer for you after the break. We're back here on Riders Insider, and it's time for the answer to today's trivia question. We asked you how many years the Riders have led all of AA in attendance, and the answer is C, 15. Thanks to Riders fans all over for keeping the streak alive with another great year in Frisco. As the season's gone on, you may have figured out which Riders hitter is most likely to hit a homer or which pitcher is most likely to strike out 10 batters, but who's most likely to miss the bus or become president? For that, we turn to Riders players to assess their teammates. All right, numbers enthusiasts, here's today's number you should know. It's 32,184. That's the number of fans that attended the season's final weekend at Dr. Pepper Ballpark, a new single weekend record for the team. Thanks to each and every one of you who came that final weekend and throughout the season for another great year of Riders baseball. But we're not done yet on Riders Insider. When we come back, we take a look at what goes into keeping the playing surface at Dr. Pepper Ballpark looking spectacular. That's coming up right after this. Welcome to another episode of Riders Insider, your backstage pass to the Frisco Rough Riders, the AA affiliate of the Texas Rangers. I'm your host, Briana Santiago. We're so glad you're with us on this episode of Riders Insider as we continue to spotlight the happenings in Frisco. And those events aren't just limited to baseball. Last month, the Rough Riders hosted Dallas Stars Night at Dr. Pepper Ballpark, celebrating the upcoming season for the Victory Green. If you weren't able to make it, here's what you missed. Time to round third and head home on this episode of Riders Insider. If you've tried keeping your lawn green during the summer here in Texas, you know that's no easy feat. Now try keeping an entire baseball field in sterling shape all year. That's what the Riders grounds crew does each season, and they let us see what it takes to keep the ballpark looking magnificent. We have another jam-packed show lined up looking at all the recent happenings around Dr. Pepper Ballpark. But we start today by heading down the road to Arlington, where Riders pitcher Joe Palumbo recently made his Major League debut with the Rangers. After his first start at Globe Life Park, we had a chance to sit down with the lefty and get his thoughts on the big day.
Danny Clark called me, the minor league pitching coordinator, and he just let me know. But it was cool. I mean, it was in the morning, so I had all day to think about it and stuff, so it was awesome. Yeah, I was kind of speechless about it. You know, obviously, this is a day that, you know, I've been thinking about for a long time, the debut. So, I mean, I was speechless, and I immediately called my parents, let them know, and obviously they were fired up about it, and so it was awesome. You know, I had a bunch of support there in the stands, and it was a great experience.
We're back with more behind-the-scenes coverage here on Riders Insider. For most players, spending the season in Frisco means being far away from family, but for the Illinois native Josh Altman, his dad and the rest of his family are once again spending a large portion of the season here, bringing a taste of home to Frisco. Time for more Riders Insider here on Fox Sports Southwest. Riders fans know plenty about what life at Dr. Pepper Ballpark is like, but what about life on the road? All-star pitcher Walker Weichel takes us through what happens when the team gets on the bus and traverses the Texas League. That'll do it for another great episode of Riders Insider. Once again, thanks for coming to support the Riders all season at Dr. Pepper Ballpark, and we look forward to hosting the best fans in minor league baseball again in 2020. Until next time, I'm Briana Santiago saying so long and farewell for another edition of Riders Insider here on Fox Sports Southwest.